Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful Rabbit Hole, King DL, Lauren Frey, Grim Clover, Internet Bloodsports, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon. I just got done listening to Janitor Jim, Internet Aristocrat, Mr. Metokur, sweep it up for Kino Casino, desperately trying to present this show as if they haven't done anything wrong, as if it's not a big deal, as if there's nothing to get upset about. And this is a trend I think that has been kind of circling back since Gamergate, right? Where Jim sort of gets himself involved in a situation and kind of damage controls one side of the situation while shitting on others, right? In Gamergate's case, Jim absolutely could have shut down Ethan Ralph. He could have absolutely come out and said, "No, this guy is a grifter. Don't listen to him. He's retweeting a lot of nonsense. Stay focused. Talk about video games." But instead, what happened is that he helped Ethan Ralph build a platform for years, running the kill stream, making a ton of money. And now we're kind of at the point. Now we're seeing Ethan Ralph like just go berserk, get up in Portugal on two different trips, blow all of his money, like uh, having two children out of wedlock, refusing to pay child support, losing everything. Right? Ralph was always a piece of shit and was never worthy of anyone's support. Right? And that's the same situation I'm seeing here with Kino Casino. Right? With Jim coming out of nowhere to defend the casino against allegations of misconduct regarding like power chat. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be like an expert on how like donations work and like the programs involved and how your information can be compromised cuz I I don't believe any of that. Like I don't necessarily care, right? The core problem with the casino, I think, from the beginning was that of quality, right? I am not going to sit here and listen to PvP and Worski shit on Ralph for like 5 hours, right? I I don't want to do that, right? There was a time when that was warranted, like earlier this year when Ralph was going down that crazy spiral, but the casino has had a very notable problem moving on from that, moving on from American First. They've had a problem finding other people to talk about. They've had problems talking about serious topics, and both of the hosts, not just Worski, but PvP himself, are completely retarded in their own ways. And we've kind of anyone who's been following either of these people or know who they are could have told you that. I personally didn't know anything about Worski before the Kino Casino. I vaguely recalled him from like the Tonkasol thing. And I can see why people didn't like him back then either, right? Stuttering all the time, unable to hold a conversation, unable to contribute like anything of value to the discussion. He just basically just laughs at PPP's jokes. And PPP himself just making stuff up about other content creators on the internet. I think it's safe to say that like generally speaking that's what he does outside of the Americans first sphere, which I think is a case of his allegations just kind of sticking, just kind of becoming true or being more spot on than you might expect. Like I've seen him I've never seen any evidence that Kiwi Farms. This is just an example. Kiwi Farms like was paid to cover up like Dick Masterson scamming money out of people for a new project too. I've never seen any evidence of that, right? But PvP like always likes presenting that as if it's true. Like when Flamenco was brought on and they interrogated him about like the pedophile thing and they weren't able to prove shit. They had him on there for hours and they tried like damage controlling why they couldn't like nail this guy. These people are low IQ mongoloids who aren't able to carry an internet show. And so at this point, it's been carried so far by like everyone's distaste for other internet shows. I know the reason I started watching PPP's content, trying going out of my way to support him, was that he was the only person I was aware of who was openly calling out Nick Rekieta for being a grifter and pretending that he needed like donations and stuff like that, and that like, um, while he was like wasting all of his money on hot tubs and massage chairs and getting loans from the government, like stuff like that, right? Like there were things about PPP that I agreed with, right? Like I do think grifting has become a problem. I do think people are more interested in the money than making any meaningful change in society or making interesting, funny content. But like, I'll be honest with you, like not even a year in, I think PPP is worse than Ricada is. Like Ricada, I never got the impression that like he. Well, I usually don't get the impression that like he disrespects his audience. He doesn't try to insult your intelligence. He doesn't try to do certain things. He just wants your money, right? Like he's not going to do any real legal work. He's not going to like do anything of value with his time or with your money. But like at the same time, he presents that as being like you know like what he presents that in a way where it comes off as if it might be palatable, right? Like, and I do think Ricada has done quite a lot of good, more than anyone else in the sphere. I do think he's made a major push into like getting more professional people involved in the world of internet stuff. I've seen like more reasonable discussions coming out of him. I've seen him cover stronger topics, which are all things that like I wanted these kinds of people to move to. There should have been like a push to make things more educated, to have them be like more rooted in like real world philosophy and arguments and culture and stuff like that. Like there should have been like lots of debating. There should have been like lots of more it should have been more than just screaming at each other over disputes on the internet, right? But yeah, Kino Casino seems like a regression from that, honestly. Like it seems like a lot more like a couple of douchebags who have nothing else going on in their lives, who have no real careers, who have no real future, are trying to like make themselves e-celebrities by any means possible, right? By like throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, to create this like community of people who will just like blindly listen to whatever they say. It seems like I I don't like it, and I think that's like my problem with it, right? It's that of quality. It has nothing to do with like the payment processor themselves itself. It has to do with like the way they've been handling this and their behavior and like and the overall quality of the show, right? The show just isn't fun to watch, and honestly, at this point, the only reason I'm keeping up with it is that I'm very very curious how this is going to end because this is the first time I've seen a show like this kind of rise and fall, especially so quickly. So I predicted the fall of the Kino Casino a long time ago. I can't say for sure. Probably around the time where PPP just started like ranting at you that you needed to like speed up the donations or something. Like I I've been suspecting this is going to happen for a while now, and now the thing that interests me about the inevitable downfall of the casino is Jim coming out to defend it. And that to me is more of a testament to how far Mr. Metokur has fallen, if anything. Because Mr. Metokur used to like put out nothing but bangers, right? Nothing but like some of the best internet content I've ever seen, right? But now he's gone like full spoony, right? Like tweeting inane bullshit, like trying to tell us all that like despair is going to kill the world, trying to tell us that like Ukraine is going to win the war in like 2 weeks with Russia in like 2 weeks, and now trying to defend Kino Casino. And I have to openly speculate like what his motivations are because I find it weird that he would take like time out of his day, like supposedly dying of cancer, to defend an internet show that's clearly on the decline. Because we saw this with the kill stream where like he didn't like I don't calling him a gun guard is a little bit of a stretch, but he didn't go out and defend the kill stream the way he defended Kino Casino. Because I do think that without this kind of sector, right, this little portion of the internet where like Mr. Metokur is like seen as like the cream of the crop, this crazy talented content creator, like this legendary content creator, like Jim isn't really going to have a presence online. Like I've noticed that like other shows, people like more mainstream ones like PKA never had him back on, don't really want him back on, and I can't. I feel like Metokur has this feeling that if he ever had to co- come into contact with people like who are of equal intelligence as himself, he wouldn't really be able to remain relevant, right? Like it's been this way since Gamergate. He surrounded himself by grifters and retards, and it's it, in hindsight, after seeing Rakana do the same thing, I I really don't like that. You shouldn't surround yourself with these kinds of people, right? You should distance yourself from them. You should focus on your own content, making it as good as possible, like making yourself like shine on your own merits. But Metokur hasn't done anything of worth in at least 3 years. It's been nothing but streams, boring streams where he tries pushing his nonsense conspiracy theories onto you. I think like it only just now dawned on me that Medicare believes, honestly, seems to think that the Spoonie one impregnated Lindsay Ellis, the nostalgia chick, and that's why she had to get the abortion. Like, what kind of fantasy world nonsense is that? Where someone legitimately believes that happened. Like Spoonie would never have been able to fuck Lindsay. Never. I don't understand like the cognitive dissonance where you would honestly think that was like a plausible thing that could have happened. Like really. And I I don't know. Like it feels like with every year, every passing year, like Medicare pulls more and more stunts that are alienating his like hardcore fans. I personally have been like waiting for this downfall to happen since he opened the Patreon, right? Because that's a major red flag when someone starts monetizing their content and starts going down this route of grifting rather than actually creating stuff, right? Uh, like I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time, but it seems like it's finally in full swing. It seems like people are finally openly talking about it. Medicare has gone downhill, and he seems invested on like defending the people he hits on the way down. It's it's interesting to see this, and I really wonder how the situation is going to develop. I expect that by the time he finally fucks off for good, I expect it's going to be a lot like Total Biscuit, right? I expect it's going to be a lot like any of these other dead content creators. Like they're they're just going to be completely forgotten, right? Without this like little internet culture around them, they have absolutely nothing. There's no reason to keep talking about them, and soon they are completely forgotten. And I think it's only a matter of time until that happens for Jim. And in Jim's case, when he goes, this entire idiot sector will go with it. It can't maintain itself. It can't stay relevant. And honestly, I honestly feel like that will be a good thing in the grand scheme of things. Like we can stop pretending that like making fun of idiots on the internet is funny or that like these people offer some deep cultural insight. They don't, right? They never have, they never will. They have no interest in doing that. They have no interest in doing anything to improve themselves or others. They're scum. And I I feel as if in the next couple of years, you will see more people openly start calling Mr. Medicare out on his shit. He should never have tried defending Kino Casino. He should never have tried defending PPP. He should never have gone on there and like swept things up for 2 hours. 2 hours. Well, an hour and 47 minutes. An hour and 47 minutes of him like trying to defend a PPP. That is a complete joke.